This one simple thing and one simple mindset is going to put you ahead of 99% of other mix engineers. All you have to do is adopt this mindset and put it into practice, and your clients are going to love you. I'm telling you, let's go. Yo, what's good, guys? Inswain with Inswain Audio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and stick around. I drop videos every day. You're not going to want to miss these gems. Mixing, production, mastering, editing, anything you could imagine. But let's get right into this. So yesterday, I was doing a mix for a client, and it was one of the mixes where they had sent me their rough mix, and I was also working out of their project file, right out of their session. So I was able to not only hear the rough mix, but see it and see what they did. And this is pretty common, at least the rough mix part. I'd say it's about 50-50. Sometimes you just get a raw song and you go, off wherever you take it, or sometimes you get a rough mix and you got to try to recreate it, but make it a better version, so to speak. That's just the demo. You got to give them the final thing. And after I did this mix, I was thinking about it, and it made me realize that whenever there is a rough mix, it always has a vibe to it. The artist or the producer, whoever did the rough mix, they always have a certain vibe and emotion to it. Now, it's different between songs, right? Some songs might have this vibe, some might have another, but they always have this characteristic to it, this creativeness to it. Can't really put your finger on it. And I think it's because it's their song and their vision, so they're adding, it's their art, right? Which makes sense. Even though most of the time the EQ, the vocals, the compression, the reverb, pretty much everything is like objectively wrong, even though that's not a thing. You see what I'm saying? Their vision is there, they just executed it poorly. But it always has that vibe to it. And I think the problem that a lot of like intermediate mixers make is that they neglect this vibe. They just hear all the things that are, quote unquote wrong with it, and they just try to fix all of that and give them that version of the song, but that's not the version that the artist intended or that they wanted. And if you do this, you're going to make it boring, and you're going to strip that vision that the artist originally had. Yours might be, objectively better, so to speak, but if it doesn't have that vibe, is it really better? It's just going to make it boring, and it's missing that soul that that original rough had. Even if you, asked the mix engineer gods, like, which mix is quote unquote better? Yeah, that intermediate mixers might be better, but it's missing that characteristic. So is it really better? I think a bad mix that has vibe is better than like an intermediate mix without any life to it. And the client isn't going to be happy because they envision their song this one way and you took it in a different direction and you stripped the life source of it. So what you need to do to set yourself ahead of 99% of mixers is not strip that vibe and that life from that song. You got to take it and enhance it and carry on what they did and make it even better. Not go in a different direction. You got to squeeze even more life out of it. And this can be very difficult because the original vibe is the original vibe. Like, to fix it, technically, but also keep that vibe is a fine, thin line to walk. But I think if you do that, you're going to separate yourself from almost every other mix engineer, and that's going to set you ahead. It's going to not only make you an amazing mixer who's versatile and can adapt, but the clients are going to be extremely happy because you kept their vision and just built upon it. So you're going to get people to come back to you, and that's how you get work. And also, it's their song, and their original vibe that they had to it is right, no matter what it is. It's just your job to see what the vision they had was and then execute it properly. And it's a lot easier said than done, but if you practice doing this instead of trying to just show off your mixing skills, give them what they want and what sounds good to the song, because remember, it's their song, I think it's going to set you ahead of 99% of other mixers. So I think that's where the expertise comes in, is when you get that rough, being able to parse apart, okay, what about this should we keep? What's in, a core feature to the song that we're going to keep and we're going to build on? And then what are some things that are just, they just EQ'd it a little bit wrong. Let me just fix that, or let me change this. If you can walk that line and nail it, you're going to be set for life. I'm telling you, that is what makes a good mix engineer. Especially as you start working with more and more professional or advanced clients, they're going to be more likely to give you a rough mix. You got to capitalize on that rough mix. Do not recreate a new song unless they specifically ask for it. But otherwise, why would they be providing you with that rough mix, right? So I think if you can take the rough mix and make it a better version of that instead of making it a different version, you're going to be doing better than 99% of other mix engineers, because I see a lot of people struggle to do this. I've struggled with this in the past. I've tried to just correct everything, and it never really works out well most of the time. So there you have it, guys. There's how you can get ahead of other mix engineers, and you're going to kill it if you can do that. Like I said, it's easier said than done, but just implement this philosophy and you'll be good to go. Let me know down in the comments below if you enjoyed this. If you have any video suggestions, I'm open to those as well. I drop a video every day, so make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Inswain with Inswain Audio. Peace.